Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for our many, many blessings that you give to us each and every day. Father, we thank you for this season and the birth of Jesus Christ. And Father, let us be reminded that not only the birth, but his death secured eternal life for us, Father, and we thank you for that. We'd ask you to be with us, guide us, and direct us as we attend to the business of this court this morning, Father. Be with our county family. Keep them safe through the holiday season, Father, and let your hand be with them. Guide and direct our sheriff's department as they are out and about in harm's way, Father, and be with them always, and protect the men and women that serve overseas to protect our country. All these things we ask in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Y'all join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag, please.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Take your seats, please. Chief Bear, you have two special guests who I'd like for you to introduce this morning, please, sir.
Stand up.
These are my two youngest. This is Verity.
This is what?
Verity.
Verity.
It's Latin for truth. And this is John. And they're 12 and 11. And they were here a few years ago. And they actually have been pestering me to come back. So.
Well, we're glad to have you all here today.
That's great.
If I could ask the court to take a look at the consent agenda.
Judge, I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda, and I had two questions with that.
All right, sir.
The first one, and it's just a comment on 17, we, under Commissioner Beecham's ideal, I had brought the sign guys out to and picked up quite a bit of materials from us as far as new law concerns on road signs, as far as the material needed on those. And so Greg at Faith Enterprises is working on that, and I just wanted to, we buy a tremendous amount from these guys as well throughout the year, and I was just reminded by that. So if we can make a concerted effort to get some of that looked at. I'm inventorying everything we've got today, and it'll just be a good time for us going forward as we have to have replacements to try to go ahead and implement that Faith Enterprise deal. I think it's going to be at considerable savings to what we're doing today. And then on item 23, I just wanted to clarify that this is only a $5,000 expense for us, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They approved it in Wichita Wheelburger 911 again to give us $2,000 donation towards that. So.
Super. I would second the motion, Judge.
Okay. I did have a question on item 16. Commissioner Beecham, the bid is $67,000, and I remember the architect saying something about this, but it's kind of amazing to have nearly a 1/3 contingency. What's in that contingency?
There was a 10,000 contingency for potholing for local lines and stuff that they're unsure, particularly a sewer line.
Oh, yeah, I remember talking about
Yeah,
that.
I remember that.
The rest is in the supporting documents.
And I'm sorry, I didn't look at that. So let's see if that was in.
And that 10,000 on that potholing should not be used, but it shouldn't reach anywhere near that total.
What's the difference in the court order?
It's where it's being paid out of.
Limited tax, no, okay, because it's identical except for,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, that's, I didn't think that was there, so, but that's, okay, I figured you were aware of it, but I just couldn't pull it up in my Rolodex.
If I had your Rolodex, I'd be lost.
Yeah, you can't go that far.
No, no way.
You're not old enough yet to develop on that, do you?
I couldn't use it if I had it. There's no way I could do what you do.
Okay. Any other comments on the consent agenda? Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Watts, a second by Commissioner Mahler to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we're down to item number 1 on the general business is review and approve the regular bills for payment.
Motion to pay, Judge.
Second. Material bid.
Motion by Commissioner Mahler, second by Commissioner Watts to pay the bills. Any comments or questions on the bills?
We did do our regular review on Friday.
Yeah.
Judge.
There is the one check that sent notice to the auditor on that buyout house closing, that their courier from Guaranteed Title will pick that up. So I did notify everyone in the treasurer's office, and Union Loan is going to put a sticky note on there for that also. So it ought to get there. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Item number 2 is open and take action as necessary on bids for road materials for the first half of 2018, janitor and paper bids for 2018, and indigent burial cremation bids for 2018.
The janitor paper bids?
Here's the janitor. You want to do that first?
No, this was the cremation bid.
One.
Only one? This was received from Falls Funeral Home and minimum service of funeral director and staff to include documents, permits, $80. Crematory fees set by crematory at $505. Cremation container $25. Return of cremains $24. A total of $634. Adult direct burial is $850. We seldom use that. Cremation of a child is $294, and direct burial of a child is $850.
Muted, Judge.
Am I muted? I scratched it once.
This is mute all.
Touch your microphone.
Well, before I put it on, I did that.
That wouldn't work out.
Now we're back.
Now it's back.
All right.
All right.
It just couldn't decide. Maybe he didn't like my voice. All right. All right. We'll deal with each one of these categories separately. I think would be the easier way to do that.
Gonna do them
So,
now.
yeah, we'll go ahead and take action on the,
Make a motion, we take that bid under advisement with a
We-
report back for what, 2 weeks?
well,
Really?
Just the
it's the
one.
only one. Yeah.
Oh, you'll clean it up
Friday.
Friday? Okay, that's a
Yeah.
motion.
It's just one.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mahler, second by Commissioner Watts to approve Falls Funeral Home bid for burial services. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, next is janitorial and paper supply lists.
Ms. Wilson.
This one is from Wilson Office Supply, and they have selected a number of those things. They didn't bid the whole list, but those will likely go under advisement. Okay, next bid for services is from Wagner Supply, and they bid selected items on the list.
J Systems.
And J Systems of Wichita Falls has bid they bid 2 items on there. Yeah, bleach and bleach.
Bleach and bleach.
Bleach and bleach.
This is Mayfield.
And Mayfield has bid a number of the items on there also, but not all.
Judge, I'd make a motion that we table the action on these items until Friday.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Beecham to delay and review the janitorial paper bids until Friday's meeting. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Last item is road materials for the first half.
That's perfect.
Okay. Okay, Zach Burkett has bid hot lay mix at plants 1 and 2, and cold lay at plant 2. $60 for the hot lay, $65 for cold lay, FOB the plant, and then for delivery of hot mix, they quoted at Wichita Falls, Valley View, Iowa Park, Burke, and Electra. They also bid some of the crushed aggregates. Okay.
Rocking A Trucking.
Rocking A Trucking. And they have bid it's a hauling only, and they have bid that from the various locations, DeLisi, Ingram, Burkett, and Salvation Industries, delivered to all sites requested in Wichita County.
P&G Construction.
P&G Construction has bid FOB their plant in Lawton, hot mix at $53.75 a ton, and cold lay at $66.75 a ton. And then the various delivery prices were within the specified locations in Wichita County.
Asphalt and Fuel Supply.
Excuse me. They have bid the road oils for MC 250 at $2.30 a gallon, MC 800 at $2.25, MC 3000 at $2.15, MC 30 at $2.30, FOB their plants, and various additional costs for delivery into the locations specified in Wichita County.
Vulcan Construction Materials.
Okay.
Well, that's the first time we've seen that.
That's the first time, yeah. Don't see anything about the Starship on there. Whoop.
Go forth and prosper.
Okay. They have bid, I wonder where they are. They have bid hot lay and cold lay.
We got San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Everything they have is over $100 to deliver. That's a bargain if they're bringing it from San Antonio.
Still easy, brother.
Okay. The Lisi brother has made bids on various locations, FOB, their plant, and they have Richards Spur Quarry and the Roosevelt Quarry, sometimes called Gabbro Stone, and that's a range of prices, but there are several items they did not bid. So what's the desire of the court?
Ergon asphalt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not through.
I forgot about them. We needed their bid.
The desire is to look at the rest of them.
Well, oh, here they are. Okay. All right. They bid emulsions only, and they didn't bid all of the items in that. Basic price for CRS2 is $1.52 a gallon. For prime AEP is $2.30 a gallon. FOB, their plant, did various prices for delivery in Wichita County.
Right asphalt products.
Okay. There you go. This is more fun than opening Christmas cards.
I'm going to check if all that. Not yet.
Not yet, huh? Okay, they bid road oils, they bid the RCs and MCs, and they also did bid the emulsions. Emulsions was $1.60 a gallon, and for CRS and CSS1. And then the other cut oils range in price from $2.55 to $2.70, then delivery within, plus the delivery charge within the county locations. All right.
I think this is Rooker asphalt, I believe.
Yeah. Rooker in Fort Worth. And they bid the cut oils RC 250 at $3 a gallon, RC 250 at $2.80, and MC 800 $2.75, MC 3000 $2.65, and MC 30 at $3 a gallon, plus the increased delivery charges throughout Wichita County.
And Big City crushed.
Out of Dallas. And they bid only the inch-and-a-half crusher run, FOB, their location, $9 a ton.
It's probably recycled material.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's what I'm going to guess.
Judge, I'd make a motion that we table action on these items for further review until Friday.
Second.
And also, Willie, would it be possible when you categorize those, could we have contact phone numbers on that list as well? So
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Beecham to review these and return on Friday for a decision on them. Any comments or questions? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. I want to say you all did well staying awake during this riveting time of discussion. So I can see headlines tomorrow. Okay. Item number 3 is discuss and review the jail maintenance work projects and work orders.
Y'all got the same report that they get?
Yeah. Look good again. Okay, we'll move on. Discuss, consider, and take action to review and direct payment of the payroll and claims. any comments?
Do you have a payroll representative from the sheriff's department here?
No? Oh, well, chief might.
We're here, but the expert is not here. He's not in today.
Well, who can answer questions?
We can back.
There's about 4 individuals in 561 that just wear us out on overtime. Joseph McCarthy, Holly Johnson, Christo McElvaney, Michael something. This one has 48 hours of overtime. Jeffrey DYRDA, right, 47 hours of overtime. 35. Are these people in positions that you can't, they don't have a relief or a?
Those are all jailers, and I know 2 of those names on there are well-known volunteer because they don't have a lot of stuff that they want to do outside work, so they volunteer to work overtime for you.
There's a. Bonnie Holder. What does she do?
She's a jailer.
She's a jailer.
Most all of those in 561 are going to be jail. They're all jail personnel.
Yeah, but are they supervisors that?
So,
I'd like to comment that the overtime, Derek, it's the lowest we've seen, and thank you very much. I mean, that, with the exception of one pay period, this is second in line to that, and it's a drastic reduction.
I mean, you got down as low as 712, which was awesome.
And
We're just at 876 now.
well, and we've been running about 445 inmates, which is a historic low for us since my time sitting on this court, and for some period of time. And I know CMO office has done great efforts in assisting in timely review of those and moving the ones that can be moved, but we've seen overtime cut by 2/3, so that's
Derek, Jeff Penny, what does he do? And Angela Arredondo?
She works in our records division.
Do you know why someone in records would be needing to get overtime?
I think they've had an opening there for
Oh, they're short somebody. Joy Fincher, is she in there too?
She is.
In records? Is Brian trying to fill that position? Is that who does that?
Our training hires, everybody that gets hired for us goes through training.
Do they come off the street and go to records, or do you take somebody who's been around a while and understands the system and put them in? I mean, how do you do that?
Ideally, you would do the second. And
Second,
get
okay.
somebody, we have had people from other agencies with lots of experience and just kind of worked over here in the past, but sometimes you might have to hire somebody called.
Green.
For some training.
Yeah. So have we got any lines on filling that position, any applicants?
I don't know if we do for that particular position. I know the other day they're working on 3 to 5 new hires. We've also got some jail openings too. So
But you don't know if this would include those that are in training? Judge, I'll make a motion, we accept the payroll and pay the payroll.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harvey is second by Commissioner Watts to approve the payroll as presented. Any other comments, questions? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to draw your attention to this report, the summary on this pay period. Although it ended 7/14, the overtime and holidays you're seeing here is for the Thanksgiving period for the period before. So you see that we have quite a few holiday hours, and this is 2 holidays that were split between the 2 weeks, one on Thursday and then one on the following Friday.
For a total of holiday pay of 1,528.75 hours. Yeah,
The holiday was 1,883 hours,
yeah, total.
and the total cost for overtime and holiday was about 55,000 altogether.
That was
We
the
did
difference.
also have
Holiday.
a couple of problems in processing this time that I wanted to make you aware of. And it has to do with the change in our schedule that we do have to make these reports to you on a Monday. There were a couple of things in the sheriff's office personnel order that didn't make the cut this time because they were past the deadlines when we could process that. Some of those were raises. A lot of those were scheduled raises where they're on an anniversary date or a 3-month date or those sorts of things that are known in advance, but they were not reported until we had already closed out the payroll. And so those will have to be retro paid on the next one to bring them up to their
So you will retro pay them?
we will retro pay them. It's a little more work for our office to do that, but we will retro pay them. There were also docs that were reported late, and so for the docs that we received, these people are continuing employees, so they are overpaid at this moment. But then we can take those off on the next payroll, which is a little more processing for us, but it's not a major problem unless that person then terminates before they've worked enough hours to cover that doc in the following pay period. So that is somewhat of a problem.
But also, if they have accrued time, you can recoup that from
If they
that.
have accrued time, we can also back it off against that. And we did have a termination that also didn't make a cut, and so that is what we will be doing, is taking they did not finish the pay period, so we will be reducing their accrual audit numbers to account for that termination, which is fine with that person, but had they not had any accruals to take it against, we would have had a situation where an employee was overpaid.
Judy, what is your deadline to get all the information in that you need to do a completed payroll?
We have some staggered deadlines. The pay raises and position changes, we ask that they're in by Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. And then terminations as soon as you know it.
Yes.
That way, there are some, depending on what day of the month that is, there are some other problems with benefits that we need to know those right away so we don't run into a new benefit month unbeknownst
Sure.
to us.
Won't you do me a favor? Won't you put out an email, just to remind everybody what the deadlines are on each case, each scenario, and send it out to all our department heads as just a reminder to help us stay on track and not have to do a bunch of retro pay-in and stuff like that. Sometimes people just need to be reminded.
We can do that.
Thank you.
And sooner's always better than later.
Sooner's better than later, absolutely.
And even paid, starting on a beginning of a pay period is the best thing, and certainly starting any change on a Friday is better than midweek, a whole lot less calculation necessary. Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Harvey and a second by Commissioner Watts. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, no. Motion by Commissioner Harvey. Who seconded that?
Commissioner Watts.
Oh, did he? Okay, I had that on the one above too, and I decided that wasn't right. Okay. Any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Item 5 is discuss and consider take action to approve the county clerk's travel reimbursement request for 1 additional night's hotel cost and 2 meals for the day before the conference to be present at the county clerk's meeting. Ms. Bohannon?
Yes, when this conference came up, it actually started at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, and then they revised the agenda and made it start later. I had already booked the room, and several of us surrounding county clerks had already made arrangements to meet that evening to discuss legislative changes, fees, vitals, and all that.
So this has already taken place?
Yes, it was.
We can have fun with this one.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Where was this one?
Austin.
You could have gotten up early that morning.
Yeah, about 3, 2 or 3. That
I do
had,
not
I'm up at
recommend.
4:30 anyways.
I do not recommend that.
No,
No.
I don't either.
I move to accept the motion as
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the item as requested. Any other comments, anyone? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 6, discuss and consider take action to approve for the Commercial and Industrial Electronics Incorporated at a cost not to exceed $9,240 for 23 analog dome cameras for juvenile detention to be paid by transfer from 105-72-1200 to lines determined by the county auditor. Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Judge, this is to alleviate some dead spots in our current camera system. As you know, I've got over 100 cameras over at the detention center, and the original cameras that were placed in the rooms angled down. There was always a slack dead spot by the door, but as those cameras have burned out and we replaced them with the same style of camera, that dead spot seems to be growing and getting larger. It's just the design of the camera wouldn't tilt down originally like it would. So the last ones they were bringing in, we had a significant dead spot, which is a safety and security issue. Well, got to looking at the other style of cameras that we have when we did the remodel, and the dome type cameras, and there was no dead spot with those type of cameras. So that's what we're going to put in the 23 of the 32 cells in there that don't already have the dome type of camera there. And that will alleviate any dead spot in the cell.
Great.
360 fisheye type cameras? No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not real technical on it, but
Okay.
it's a dome camera
Dome camera.
that's up in there, and it will go straight down. And where our dead spot was really at the door of the camera, and it was where if a kid got close enough to the door, you couldn't see them, nor could you see a staff member that was in the doorway. And with the dome cameras, you can see everyone.
This is
the first we're seeing of this, but I can tell you that fisheye 360 cameras do not come in analog.
Yeah. This is very different than the Vigilon cameras we're
Yes,
using in
there are
other
Vigilon cameras.
facilities.
He has a Vigilon system over there, but these are they're not Apple cameras. They go on an encoder, they're old school coaxial, and you can't do the 360 cameras or 270 or with anything but.
Would it make sense to look at the Avigilon with the better tech?
They're, I mean, I would assume he chose us because they're cheaper.
Yeah, when we originally put that camera system in between 3 beds, of course it was the wiring, so it was $25,000 to do, and this is significantly below that. And,
Right.
Seems to meet our needs with,
It's not the top of the line, but it'll do the job.
well, there's no dead spots.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yes, sir.
So I've made a motion, we accept this as stated.
Second, and I have a question.
Yes, sir.
It's not on yours, Kurt, but more on mine with Ashley and George here. Am I able to do with CNI what Kurt's done with CNI? And is this 9,200 divisible by 23 to get a per camera cost? I mean, do I have what it takes to be able to do that?
Unfortunately, you're talking about an electric? No, sir. The only reason it works for him is because his server actually resides in his building.
I see.
If you're coming across, you have no choice but to do IP.
I see. But I mean, do they have a version like that? I mean, or no?
His are considerably cheaper because they're analog.
Oh.
They use coaxial cable. And
Oh, I
they
see.
have an encoder that hooks to the actual server. Yours, I mean, your cost would, even if you went analog, you'd have to have some sort of device there, and then your cost is right back to where you
I
were.
see.
We just did the cameras.
Okay.
Now, your cameras would be cheaper if we didn't do door alarms. We had door alarm and person recognition in your quote.
Okay. Good deal. Well, thank y'all.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Harvey, a second by Commissioner Watts. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 7.
Just a comment.
Yes, sir.
I continually read of juvenile detention problems across the state of Texas. And we don't have that in Wichita County because of the job that Kurt and his staff does.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate that. It's just another example of people that work for this county that do good every day, and we appreciate it, Kurt. It really makes a difference.
When we go to those conferences and they talk about that, they talk about Kurt's program, they're trying to emulate what Kurt does statewide. I'm proud of that. You know, it makes me
We've got a lot of good things that go on in Wichita County. A lot of times we just don't single them out and bring attention to them, but we should. We've got a lot of good people doing a lot of good things, and that's one example right there.
Well, with the programs they have in detention, we are keeping juveniles from over 100 miles away that people are driving past other facilities because of the program levels and our lower recidivism rate. But one of the things that they do well is the young people that we will release, they have a supervision program, and I warn parents, when that doorbell rings at 2 o'clock in the morning, don't get up with a bad attitude, because you'll be talking to me about it. If that officer's doing their job, when they want to come see you, Johnny or Susie's in bed. And we have found times Johnny nor Susie were there, and Mom and Dad had no clue. So, but they don't have to worry about them for 2 weeks after that. We can watch over them. So it works out well, but that program is certainly commendable, Kirk. And if you all haven't been out to see the remodeling that was done at the JJAP, you're missing something. That was well done, came in under budget, cost considerably less than the $1.2 million that was suggested, and you did that for the 0.2 with a little more change. That was, and it looks great.
And it functions.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, it functions.
Yeah. So, no. Okay. We will move on to item number 7. Thank you, Commissioner, for bringing that up. Discuss, consider, take action to approve the purchase of the following equipment items to be used in the new employee orientation training room, room 133, to be paid by transfer from 100.409.5001 to lines determined by the county auditor. Shipping and delivery is included. These items were all discussed and approved in the budget for this year. I'm just surprised we waited until the end of the year.
Well, yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure you made a lot of interest on that money, Bob. Well, Hampton has probably taken care of it.
Yeah. And I can tell you this now, that I'm taking advantage of the Black Friday deal. So
Oh, okay.
Win-win situation.
All right, very good.
Judge, we have had an issue come up pertaining to that, inasmuch as that room is used for early voting. There seems to be some concern that having a TV in a voting area could create some problems. Maybe we need.
As long as it's not on,
What's that?
as long as it's not turned on.
Well,
Exactly
No,
right.
no,
Is that right?
No,
no,
it's not correct.
no. From the Secretary of State, it says that the room being used for early voting, this prohibition on those types of devices would be in effect in that room if the television is capable of recording sounds or images.
Well, maybe IT's got a better solution
It
for.
cannot be in there. If
Well, most TVs I know cannot record
But
sounds
you
and
gotta do
images.
things with it.
Well, those are,
Computer,
well, you can take the computer off. It's on an HDMI cable or something similar. You
are
can
y'all
pop.
going to deal with the general public when they come in there to vote and go, why is that TV hanging on the wall? Are you recording me? I get this all the time from Home Depot in the mall.
So you're used to it, so no problem.
Well, is there an option, Ashley?
And you
Yes,
can't
sir.
cover it up.
So, when we originally started working with, HR about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, we spoke with Lori regarding this and Secretary of State and figured out that it was not a good thing to hang a TV on the actual wall. So, we put together a solution that would be like basically a rolling cart. The TV would mount on the cart, then they could take it anywhere. If there was early voting and they needed to come up here, it would roll around. And of course, TVs have changed a lot over the years. They're very light and thin, so it's not like trying to get this huge heavy thing
Yeah.
like you used to in an elevator. But our solution was the cart, the TV mounted, and then a very, very small computer that actually would mount to the back of the TV. And basically, it would be a very large monitor with a computer attached, wireless keyboard, mouse. You can do anything from play PowerPoint presentations to watch a video to get on the internet, YouTube. I mean, they'd be very flexible for what they could do, and it would also be available for other people in the county to use.
Could we put it like here, closer to their table, so we could see it
Yes,
better
it
even?
could go anywhere. The computer stuff would have Wi-Fi. You can take it out, put it in the middle of the hall, and you have to have some power.
Okay.
So that was our solution, and that did meet his $3,000 budget he had for 2017.
Okay. I don't see the card on the,
No, sir,
Okay.
that was not brought to you today. So when he asked me, he told me he just wanted a laptop, I did provide him with just a laptop, which was $1,700 and some odd dollars. But like I said, the TV and the cost of the TV, you would have to mount it, power, and all that in that room. I would assume it's going to be over just $900.
Well, I didn't want to take away from the needs, and we realize that we need that availability in that training room that Ted uses, but compromise might be in order.
I mean, the laptop, we need a laptop, we can't check out a laptop?
No, we have several laptops that can be checked out. That was the reason why I suggested the small computer. That way it would be attached with that TV, and it could be used for anything. I mean, you could have the TV, the cable, whatever. It would go wherever you needed it to go. And then if they did need an additional laptop for whatever reason to go to another place, we do have checkout laptops.
it makes sense. We've seen that in other meetings where the compatibility of cables and everything.
Yeah, it's all enclosed.
Yeah.
You know, it's very easy. All you do is plug in the bottom, and everything's all set up for you. And like I said, it would be on our network. You could send emails, receive emails. That to me, that just seemed like the best situation that would go wherever, and stayed in with the Secretary of State's concern for mounting a TV in that room.
Ted, do you have a?
Private comment?
Yes,
I sure do.
thank you.
First of all, do you have that printed out, what the Secretary of
Sure do.
State opinion is?
I sure did.
She just read from it.
I'd like to see that, please.
Well, okay, that, you can see it.
Well, Judge, I've looked up the law, it's exactly what Commissioner Harvey says, that you can have something in a room that is used. First of all, let's keep in mind that room
Was built
is
for
not-
early voting.
Yeah.
I don't remember it that way.
It was.
It was built for early voting.
The first part of that room was built for, there were 2 rooms, remember? There were 2 rooms.
Well, actually,
Okay, that's not going to change today. Let's stay with the heart of this issue, which is this will work. It won't have any conflict with the Secretary of State and people causing complaints and asking them to come up here. There's no reason to stir that when we could readily solve this with probably a much more adaptable solution, which then allows you to use this room or that room across the hall when that is tied up for early voting.
Sure. Mark, go ahead.
And here's my other concern too, since we waited to do this, like I said, my solution was done 6 to 8 months ago, to wait until now. I don't know if I can get all these things in here and delivered by the 31st of December, which is ordered to meet the auditor's request to pay bills.
Well, it's not the auditor's request, it's the law.
Yes.
Excuse
So
me.
I don't know if I can do that. I have no guarantee that I can get that.
Amazon Prime.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've looked up each one of these products last week. They're all in stock and they're all available. They can be here in 3 days. And of course, just having them on the premises and delivered is the main thing.
Yes, sir, but that cart is not that easy to get in 3 days, and the laptop price that I gave you, sir, is 2 weeks out minimum.
I understand. I'm
Okay.
not talking about that. I don't really like that option because I've seen that cart. There's another one.
No, sir, it looks nothing like the cart that you saw. And the laptop price that you have in here is the one I'm talking about, is 2 weeks out. I'm not talking about a laptop with the solution with the cart.
Well, gentlemen, I think if I didn't come here to debate this today, I feel like if this is something that is a matter of fact, that should have been discussed with me earlier, but we've been working with this over the week. I will tell you that Amanda told me that she was told by the IT department that if we got a card, it would be just like the one that was stored
Okay,
in.
let's just move this to Friday.
Okay. Well, if we do that, then, whatever.
Well, we're not going to go into this. This should either been done before we got here, or it's going to be done Friday.
I
But
agree. Well, let me just say this. Can we just defer the television and at least move forward with the laptop? And let me explain this. The Commissioners Court has approved many laptops for individuals to use. I do a lot of work at home and on the weekends, and what I want to do is to use this laptop, which would be a laptop for me to use and also to use for the purpose of training. It's not like I don't want a laptop that's built into the television. I want a laptop that I can use for both purposes. I want a laptop that I can take home and use for employment claims and all the other things that I have.
will this meet both of those needs?
No, sir. The laptop, he didn't have enough money for that, and we suggested the $3,000 laptop to use a desktop replacement, which is what the people he's talking about has. And he did not want to use a desktop replacement. He wanted an individual laptop. So no, there is not enough money
All right,
for.
but due to the pending year end, I would make the motion that we go ahead and purchase the television and the sound bar, the TV at $900, the sound bar at $200. Because either way, we're gonna use those. Those 2 items will be used however we decide to go. And then
Let's,
table the rest of the discussion.
is, EMO just got that, big 80-inch smart screen computer TV thing that, leaves them on other options to use it for. It's moved. Orientation out there, use the big smart screen.
No.
Save us money, save us argument.
But that's not the purpose. That's a grant TV, and it has to be used for that purpose, primarily that purpose.
Ashley, on the laptop, like the chief deputy's office upgraded on a Surface recently. Where's that Surface? I mean, that's what Ted needs to work at home on is a Surface. I mean, couldn't he check that one out?
So those services were bought with the DCIF funding.
Oh.
And actually, they were moved over to the supervisors, the jail lieutenants.
Oh.
To replace their old Dell venues instead of the county had to buy them, we moved them over to upgrade theirs. So all 3 of those have been used for the jail lieutenants.
All right, gentlemen, I need a laptop in my office for my personal purposes of conducting business. Now, if we have a laptop that's built into a television, I can't take that television home to work on it.
I agree.
I need a
Be
laptop.
awkward.
Whatever you do with the TV, I don't care. But we have bought, no telling how many laptops for people. Why do I have to check out a laptop to take it home to use it?
I think you can check it out and just keep it. I mean, it's just, all it is saying who's got it. You have laptops on the shelf that you can give him, and he can keep it.
Okay, I'd be
Right.
glad to do this. Trade my laptop out in here, because my Surface is a whole lot lighter. Let Ted have that, put a desktop in there, and I'm fine.
That's fine.
Well, let me ask you, I've never typed on the Surface. How's the keyboard on the Surface?
Well, you can
Small.
just put a regular keyboard on there if you wanted to, couldn't you, Ash?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you just take your computer keyboard. That's how I type on laptop, because my fingers are way too big to type on any laptop, Nancy's or this one, either one.
That's my issue too. Now, I have spent my personal time and gone and looked at different laptops. And there are certain ones that are, I'm sure, right in our price range. I've got $3,000 up to for a laptop. They have quoted me a Dell Latitude for $1,800. I don't know what the one that I'm looking at is. It's a Dell. It may be a step up from that, but it's got the nice big keyboard keys. They're raised, they're easy to type on, and it would be perfect for me. But I just don't understand why I would have to get a certain laptop that really doesn't fit my needs and then have to have a keyboard to go along with it. Why can't I?
Well, you don't have to have a keyboard.
In all fairness, Ted, that's not what this request is. This request is for the TV in the training room. So this request doesn't say I need a laptop to take it home to do my work on at night.
But remember, my point is that the laptop will be used for.
I understand now. I understand what you're saying. I thought you had a laptop.
It's going to be a dual purpose. It will be
Got
good
it.
for the training room, but the majority of the time, since we only do training once or twice a week, and we don't even do it every week, depends on who's hired and how often. But I will use that laptop more often for business purposes. And right now, I'm using my personal computer at home. I haven't heard anybody complain about that. I just need a laptop that I can load everything on it, take it home, sit at the kitchen table, and work on it.
I think we get that, Ted. We got it. You don't need to say it anymore. We got it.
All right.
Okay? That doesn't involve the solution to the TV.
Well,
Okay? That's why we're talking about that. So now we're talking about a different issue. And that's the fact that we don't just need to power the TV, we need to do a dual process. So the computer mounted to the TV is not the solution, now that we know what the need is. Okay? So if you'd have presented it a little different, we wouldn't have had this 30-minute,
well,
whatever you want
Okay.
to call it.
but you really have, if he takes his laptop and he's using it, then it may not be available when someone else wants to use it. So let's leave one thing here and get it done right. I've offered him a solution of mine that doesn't cost anything.
Which it's a very good one, Ted.
Yeah, and it's big. That's why I don't like it. It is too big to fit in a briefcase and be secure.
Yes, sir, it's a desktop replacement.
What?
It's a desktop replacement.
That's why you don't have a desktop computer, is because of the type of laptop that you have.
Right, so, I mean, we could do that, that's no problem. We can move it to his office, and then I'll take his computer and give it to you.
Yeah.
I do not want a desktop replacement. I don't want to have to dock and undock my computer just to take it home to work on it.
It is.
I've got a perfect computer system. It's working great right now. I've got a tower, I've got a computer system. I don't want to have to dock it and undock it to take it home.
It's a lot of trouble. It's one button, you pick it up, you bring it back, you put it down. You don't even have to push a button to put it back in, you just put it in. It's not tough. I don't follow the need to have two computers to do the same thing, but I am wanting to separate for you so yours is totally your use in that laptop, and we have the one that's compatible and can be used by anybody for audiovisual presentations.
Yeah, I see this as an IT card, as a separate and total different item.
Yes.
That we need to go ahead and act on before the end of the year. We need to get this stuff ordered and in, because we're running out of time on this.
So on the TV and the sound bar and the small computer to run the TV, we would change that verbiage from one laptop to one. And what is your estimated cost for the TV bar and the small and the cart?
Like I said, it's been 8 months ago, so, I want to say the cart was like $150, $100, somewhere in there. And then I want to say
A little more than that, for a good heavy one that you can move up around a lot.
And then the small computer, I want to say was between $600 and $800, I believe.
Let's put 800. Do you want to put that card up to 250, just up to?
Yeah, just in case there's some shipping.
So let's make a motion to proceed with the purchase of the Samsung television, the sound bar, a small tower, or it's not a laptop,
They
it's
call
a
it mini.
it's a mini computer up to $800,
Got it.
and a cart up to $250.
So much.
So that's going to be then 900, 1,100, 1,950, $2,000, $2,200 total, plus shipping. Okay, is there a second?
Second.
You were first.
Oh, I thought Mark was
Oh, was he?
so moved.
Okay.
It didn't matter. As long as it gets done and we get it put to bed.
Okay.
And then I suggest
Okay.
that Ted comes in and observes the computer that we're talking about and see if you like it in the judge's office. We'll deal with that as a separate
Yeah,
issue.
but I
It is a separate
think it will meet your needs.
I think you'll like it. It's big.
Okay.
But it's still one that'll have, are they gonna remove my computer from my office, and I'm gonna have to use that?
We'll talk about that later.
We
We'll
can
figure
put
that out
you a
later.
keyboard on it, but I think, go around there and take a look at it when you leave here. Okay?
Is Ted on some form of public drive that when he can grab a hold of it wherever and, okay.
Yeah. That was set up a long time ago.
And what is that?
You have access to the county system. You can come VPN or into it or,
Do I have to have, could I do that from my computer at home?
yeah.
If you, Ted, the problem here is if somebody stole your laptop or it crashed on you and all your documents for unemployment deal, they're trapped right here instead of working out on, you're saving it, out to where somebody can get back to it all the time. You can too, once you get back in there, instead of losing all your information right here.
Okay. Any other comments or questions on this item? Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Harvey, second for Commissioner Beach to approve up to $2,200 plus shipping for this item. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, item 8. Discuss, consider, take action to authorize IT department to purchase additional hard drives from Dell Computing for a total cost not to exceed $1,747.62 to be paid from 104/12/31/52 computer software to line determined by the county auditor. Mr. Crutchfield?
Yes, sir, Judge. This is our primary file server that Ted and everybody else is data going on. When we purchased it with a hard drive array that was expandable, because we knew as people added files, we need to add more disk space, and we're at that point now where we need to add more disk space to it.
So you'll use these hard drives just for storage?
Yes, sir, on that one server. It's got we bought it with 12 bays and configured with 6 drives, and we're supposed to put 2 more drives in it.
So moved, Judge.
Second.
Is it possible to do that with the tax assessor collector's computer?
With the age of his computer, no, sir.
Okay, I just asking.
That is moving that problem, I hope. I got an email from him today. I don't know, that's really the tax assessor and
Yes, sir.
Purdue.
If you'll get the word from, the way we started doing that was, we would order it because government entity, we don't have to pay the sales tax on it, and we get reimbursed from the tax attorney.
Yeah.
But I need to go ahead from them, or else I'm gonna be up there explaining to y'all why I need $7,000 to pay for a server that y'all didn't authorize.
Yeah.
So they don't wanna do that. So,
Well, I'm just sure that a little bit of communication between Purdue and the boys, because they are Johnny on the spot.
yeah, they've always been real good, but I'm not the one that makes contact
That's-
with them, to.
That's Mr.
get your
Smythe.
purchase
That's
back.
Mr. Smythe, okay.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Harvey, a second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as requested. Any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 9 is discuss, consider, take action to purchase a portable PA system with cordless microphone and accessories at a cost up to $1,800 for use by the Wichita County, stored in the IT department offices for sign out to be paid by transfer from general fund contingency to lines determined by the county auditor. Commissioner Harvey, I think that was yours.
It is mine. We have a little PA system that is, can't cuss on TV, can you?
Second.
can,
I'll
yeah.
second the motion.
Well,
my
let me
motion.
ask some questions on it for you. Can go ahead with that, but
It's very portable. When we do, like, every year for whenever we bring, the auditor does our orientation for our health stuff, we bring everybody together. We use it at the cemetery for Memorial Day and Veterans Day celebrations. It's very versatile. It's a little suitcase-looking deal.
okay,
So-
that's one of them. What I'd like y'all to do, I'm going to bet you a guy named Kenny Gregory knows a great deal about those.
Yeah, there's also.
And look at, instead of just jumping on one, let's get at least 3 quotes, and Commissioner Beecham probably knows something about them, but there's one, our past president of our Kiwanis group brings, and I don't have much to pay for it, I got a note to call him, but it does more than just that. There's some things that within that same price range, we might have a little bit different capabilities. But I agree with proving up to
What are
$1,800.
what are your capabilities that you're looking
Well,
for?
he can project with that one. It has an ability to tie in to a video system and put information like, he uses it, it has the songs on it we sing, and the words will come out.
It's a karaoke machine.
A lot of the call,
Well, but I
That's a
know
computer separate from a PA system.
it's all part of it, and I'm just saying, there's a lot more versatility in those now for about the same kind of money. I'm just suggesting that be looked at. I think the idea of the purchase is good. $1,800, which should be cover almost anything.
we can look at it. But-
Yeah, that's all I'm asking
A lot
y'all
of
to
the
do.
cost here is in the wireless microphones, they're.
About $600.
Yeah.
expensive, so.
Well, let's just amend the motion to not to exceed 1,800 and investigate then what Joe wants to do.
Well, because there's nothing here that tells us what we were getting for $1,800 other than
If you look at the backup, it
I
tells you
did.
exactly, I think.
Well-
Because she put part numbers and everything else. 9.
this is all that's in my, and that's,
I'll have to look, but she had, Judy Malone did this for us. And what she sent me had every part number. It's a
well,
Fender
Yeah, okay. You're the only one that has it.
Okay. Well, if I'd have known that you were, we did all this research and compared all this prices and everything, and, you know, if I'd have known that you wanted to hand it, I would have just let you do
No,
it from the beginning.
I'm just saying,
And I
we
wouldn't have
ask
spent
other
no time
people
on.
to do that,
Ah.
to, you know, to get, so we need to live by the same standard.
Okay, just get after it.
I don't want to read a headline in the morning that says county buys karaoke machine.
Yeah.
Well, Claire, yesterday, the headline read, "County building a new courthouse."
Yeah, and some people didn't read beyond that. Yeah, it was interesting at church. Say
You're
that.
gonna do what?
Okay.
The quotes we have is small. I don't have
No,
lots. I don't have a lot of room, so,
this vendor passport that he's talking about is,
okay.
There's a
it's
suitcase.
about like an old sewing machine,
Okay,
if you
that'll
will.
work.
Okay. We need a motion to go ahead with that and designate somebody to be in charge of it. It's not me.
So moved, and I designate Commissioner Harvey and Commissioner Beecham to,
Thank you,
As
Jeff.
project managers.
Are we gonna be the project managers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Project PA.
If you'll get a big one, we can get one of those deuce-and-a-half surplus trucks from the sheriff's department to mount it on. And then, no, probably not.
Okay, who's going to second this?
Second.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Any other discussion on this item? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, item 10, discuss, consider, take action to approve Warren Cat buy board quote from the amount of $81,800 for a 2018 299 D2 compact track loader, Series FD 202942, with a 5-year repurchase and joint road and bridge use, with payment from 225.250.5001. Okay. Whose was that?
That's my judge.
Okay.
That's a skid steer loader. Do a lot of the projects we work this year, we found out having a small portable tractor, particularly around the gun range, would have come in real handy. We borrowed one, we leased one. Now this will,
We found out that, and Don Farmer is wanting one bad, but we found out that that thing is so versatile for
Very
what we
versatile.
do. It's gonna make our work a whole lot easier to have the right piece of equipment. And you're putting this in precinct 5, so
Okay, is that going to come out of 2017 or 2018?
I would say 2017.
17.
Yeah, 17.
You've got it, it's going to be delivered this month?
Like I say, he has it ready to go right now.
That's what he said.
I thought it was going to be January 18th, but it's up to y'all.
I think we have the money in 17, don't you, Mark?
I thought that's what we talked about, that we had the money right now. And he's got it sitting ready to go. And
Well, it's got to be delivered, you got to get the paperwork over to the auditor, and, you know, they don't have to pay it by then, you just got to have everything signed for, it's delivered, and it's sitting there in our possession.
So moved.
Second?
Second. We need to use that for a little bit when it comes in, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I said, we're all gonna be fighting over it.
I said, guys, can y'all get the forks? Can y'all get the forks for me, put on that loader? And they said, are you serious? I mean, we have y'all have, don't you have a forklift capability? I have none whatsoever.
Precinct 2 has forklift capability because they come down and get my law and my other forklift.
Yeah, I can't unload
It's
a
part of
truck
my
that
stuff.
brings me in something on pallets, can't do it without using a earth mover to do it with.
Yeah.
this will have fork attachment, bucket attachment, auger, and brush hog attachment.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Front brush hog, is that mowing or is that a boom?
it'll be attached to the boom, but it's for mowing, so you can
Yeah.
like push down into a ditch or
Yeah.
just a side berm.
So it'll give you a bunch of
So,
versatility, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of versatility.
Is it air conditioned?
I don't know if it's air conditioner.
Doesn't matter today, but next of July.
I think it is. I think
It is.
Yeah. It has Bluetooth, I know that.
So you don't even have to be in it.
Bluetooth? Go mow the ditch on River Road.
Yeah.
Can we mount our PA system on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might work.
Well, that's gonna probably run it over the $1,800. Okay. All right, now that's for purchase in 2017.
Yep.
All right. Okay, motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as requested to be purchased in 2017. Any comments or questions? Yes, Katie?
Excuse me for, sorry
Yeah.
for not being familiar with all of the procedures. So this was there was already bids for this item?
It's a Bible item.
Okay,
Those are pre-bid by the state.
okay. And so there's a contract with the Warren Cat Bike Board, or, I guess I'm confused. So
Buy Board has approved Warren Cat, all of the major equipment dealers in this type of earth-moving construction things, bid that through the state so that you can then take that as already processed. You can get that, you can even negotiate that price some, but that's a pretty common model, and that's not a bad price on it. Okay.
Teddy, we actually get to benefit from the state beating these guys up and getting the lowest price. We're riding their shirt tail without having to.
Go out and formally bid the process to do.
So the other nice thing, there's a rebate program in that all of these accumulate over the year, and then Buy Board pays us a percentage back of what the dealers have paid them to be on Buy Board. Yes, ma'am. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 10 is discuss, consider, take action to accept Warren Cat Buy Board quote in the amount of $59,000 for one new model 80 HDG trailer for Precinct 2 with payment from 222.220.5001 capital expenditures 2018 budget line.
Well, and I have a question on this. Didn't we get the dozer? Is it 5 or is it 2?
That's 2.
Oh, you bought the dozer in 2?
Yes, and the trailer in 2.
Okay.
This trailer is a removable gooseneck trailer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I just didn't want to have 5 to have a dozer, but 2 to have the trailer. If it needed to be 5, we could, but
Right.
I didn't realize it's 2 too.
Yep.
Okay.
The way y'all work together, it's like all one big Precinct 5, really.
Right. And don't forget, I got
Well,
one
just
too.
paid for that out of Precinct 2 doesn't mean that the rest of us can't use it.
No, I understand that. I was thinking if we needed to.
Would you take that trailer and pick up that skid steer and bring it over?
I think that trailer would be a little overkill.
Yeah, you could get a herd of skid steers on
You
there.
could put the maintainer, one of the big rollers, and probably the zipper with the front end loader on this trailer at one time. So my motion is to buy the trailer.
Second.
As presented.
Okay. Okay, any other comments on this? We have a motion by Commissioner Harvey, a second by Commissioner Watts. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. We are down to public comments. Anyone in the audience? Well, Verity and John, I hope it was entertaining to you all. Okay. Commissioner Beecham,
I have nothing, Judge.
Commissioner Harvey.
Nothing.
Okay, that's forever hold your peace.
I can't think of nothing right now. Did we do anything we need to
Commissioner
back?
Mahler.
Well, with the exception of some fog and drizzle this morning, we continue to be in a pretty tough fire situation across the county. I'd remind everybody to be very careful. We don't have a burn ban enacted, but if you would use the same common sense that comes with a burn ban, simple things like checking your trailer safety chain. There's been a number of fires set when you got chains dragging down the highway. So check those, make sure they're not dragging, don't throw a cigarette out of the window, be careful welding, all those things. And if everybody will participate like that, I think we can keep the county safe. One other quick note, went a meeting this morning working on our wild hog situation. They have gotten considerably worse in Wichita County. They're doing not only a tremendous amount of crop damage, but also many automobile accident events. And we are going to try to work, we've got our game wardens involved to advise us so that we do things within the law, working with TDA and trying to do a survey maybe sometime after the first year to see what our baseline number is. But we're putting some numbers together right now to see what our damage level is, but it is significant and going to go up. But we want everybody on board, everybody know what's going on. These are an invasive species. They are not a natural species, and we need to get them in control. They are doing a tremendous amount of damage and very dangerous to our citizens, especially driving these rural roads at night. So just a heads up, we've got some folks working on that, and we'll have some more to report here over the next several weeks.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Mr. Watts?
Yeah, thank you, Judge. A lot of activity going on in Precinct 4 right now. We're trying to get underway for a tentative date of the last Saturday in January for just surplus auction. And Nancy, I'd like to talk with you and Joyce and Joy maybe helping me with the concession for that period of time or that day or something. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, a lot of going on there. Friday, we briefly throwed the ideal around about, and Commissioner Harvey, you were not a part of hearing our tire concerns and what tires are doing to us, and I shipped a roll-off box full of 20-inch and lower tires to City of Wichita Falls for them to help me. These are roadside tires that are thrown in the bar ditch. And the City of Wichita Falls been over backwards getting me a lot of information. We brainstormed several ideas, and because they have nothing, they don't want anything to do, even though state law allows the city doesn't want to contend with the larger tires. The state would allow them to at the landfill, but they choose not to, and that's their prerogative. But so everything over that 20-inch tire, I called Liberty Tire, with a recycling group that gathers tires. Like when you see somebody load them on a reefer van for purpose to be shipped, that's more than likely here, that's who that is. And then, so we're gathering information so that maybe we could get on a monthly program where Liberty comes through, I load mine, Barry loads his, you load yours, Mark loads his, and send them on down the road, the greater than 20-inch ones. The transfer station will process 20-inch and lower here and shred them or not shred them, but slice them like a pizza or slice them like a bagel or cut them like a pizza for $200 a ton. And that's probably the most affordable process right there because, you know, a roll-off box of tires probably don't weigh a ton and a half. So, but nevertheless, that I'll have you more information soon on Liberty Tire Swing, because I'm sitting on probably 50 to 60 tractor and truck tires that have been in bar ditches that we've got. So
we've also got stack.
And you know, there's concern. State gets real nervous when you start getting over 200 tires on any one facility, and they really want you to permit for those when they exceed that 200 limit, and we don't want to have to go to that process.
You know, if you do it right, you could use them as planters on the side of on the bar ditches, and we could put some flowers in them. Mm-hmm. Recycle those.
Can I call those locations for you?
Reuse those.
Yeah,
We're repurposing those tires for.
Remember, you weren't going to say anything.
We will bring those to Precinct 2 as soon as we bring up these skid steer rolls riding low.
And you know, Liberty Tire could also give us the chip back. Those tire chips, the 3 or 4 inch, like lines the inside liner of the landfill. but they've got quite a cost to them. So, you know, we could use the material in wash places and different things that would be useful, but I don't know that we can bear the cost of them in a lot of instances. So.
But we would get our own tires back for free?
No, the processing is the expensive part.
Okay.
But more to come on that soon.
One thing I wanted to bring up was Bonnie Talley, okay, all of a sudden I had it wrong, is retiring from the Public Defender's Office, and her farewell will be tomorrow at 3. And is that going to be here, or is it going to be over there? Lawyer's Lounge, okay. And Bonnie's been a long time, great employee of ours, dependable as can be. And then this morning, Mrs. Mitzi Brotherton announced to the Judges Board that she will be retiring the 31st of January in 2018. So.
Her and the judge are probably fixing to start traveling.
Well, he's going to work a while. He'll work through next December 31st. Yeah. So, but anyhow, that's the plan on that. We do have closed sessions item posted. There were 2 of them for this afternoon. We've removed item number 1, discussions with Harper Perkins. That is not ready for discussion yet. We will be meeting on item number 2, briefing and discussion with Wichita County District Attorney's Office and Brad Altman, discuss potential litigation involving opioid epidemic on behalf of Wichita County. This meeting is closed pursuant to Section 551071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney. It is now.
I have a question.
Yes.
On open session, item number 2, why wouldn't that item read, discuss, consider take action to approve the county judge to retention agreement with Altman and or Nix after we have met both? I mean, the option for both is not there. And that's what we haven't Altman come back to revisit some things. And this is only a one-way street here. We don't get the option to vote if we prefer the other. As much as we're just asking how come we don't change that verbiage.
Okay, closed session items are written by counsel, and the follow-up is written by counsel, and that's the way it was.
I'm just asking why we don't have an option.
Yeah, well, you do. You can take action or no action on that item and put it off to do at a later date and maybe consider both.
Well, I thought that's what we were doing, was considering both.
Well, I think there's some things that have come about that may help you make that decision sooner.
Well, that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, that's why the closed session is to cover some of that.
Okay.
Okay. It's 11:24 and we will recess.